new president who would asking you, together with the members, to remain contributing to the Olympic movement, would your passion allows it for you to continue in one way or other? Thank you.
Well, thank you. With regard to the first question, this is in the hands of the national boxing federations, whether they want their athletes to give an opportunity to win Olympic medals or not. It's very easy, and there we see there are some moves with a number of federations. We are watching this, and when time comes, then we have to make, like for any recognition or provisional recognition of any international federation, we have to make an assessment whether there is a federation, and in this moment it looks like that the only who could it be is World Boxing, whether they are meeting the criteria which we have for such situations, and there to be also very clear, it cannot be IBA. This story is over for all the reasons, the governance, ethical reasons you know. With regard to your second question, I have nothing to add to what I said there in Paris. If my successor wants to have my advice, I am always ready and happy. If the successor does not want to have my advice, I will not impose it.
Thank you very much. We'll carry on our tour of the world. We'll head to Australia. Tracy Holmes is there, hopefully. Tracy?
Yep. Thank you, Mark. Thanks. My question is to the President. President Bach, you've overseen the International Olympic Committee with a whole heap of challenges during your time, with COVID, numerous wars, sagas with Russia, the Taliban taking over Afghanistan, and women being banned from sport. You know them well. I just wonder whether you could give us some reflections, please, on whether the job of being IOC President is as you expected, if not, how so? And what do you believe your legacy will be and the challenges going forward?
You know, when you're a candidate there for IOC President, you're not a candidate because you want to be president. You're a candidate because you have a vision for the future of the Olympic movement, because you have ideas, you have a project for which you look then for support in the membership. And there I was very lucky that at the beginning of my presidency I could concentrate in conceiving this vision based on my election platform, and to conceive Olympic Agenda 2020. And so now this is why you see me very, very happy, in some respect maybe also relieved, that we could overcome all these many challenges, and that with Paris 2024 Olympic Agenda is not a vision anymore, it's a reality, and that this reality has met as we could see there, from these polls, the expectations of the world to unite the world in a peaceful competition. And at such moments, it does not make great sense to come back to every obstacle overall the time. You cannot expect 12 years of presidency being a honeymoon. So therefore, you see me happy, and for not to say very happy. With regard to the legacy, again, I still have 6 months. Let's wait and see. And there, I think you're right in your assumption that I want to lay the ground for my successor with regard to the opportunities and challenges I envision for the future of this wonderful Olympic movement. And there, I think we have laid this ground in 2 ways, with the creation of the Olympic esports games, which brings us even closer to a Gen Z as that we have become in the meantime, and which also opens us up new audiences and new points of view, new ways of communication and interacting. And I think even more important is that we have there at the beginning of this year published the Olympic AI agenda by establishing clear principles on how we can see that AI can benefit the sport and how we can mitigate the risks. And that means that on the one hand, this AI, anything we are undertaking in AI must be human-centered, must respect human dignity, must be athlete-centered, like the entire Olympic agenda. And secondly, we must make sure that with the benefits of AI, we are not giving even more privileges to the already privileged countries and athletes, but that we are using AI really as a tool for solidarity and to democratize international sport by making the benefits available to everybody in the world, to try to a better level the playing ground for all athletes across the globe. So this is what I try to do, to lay the ground, and then it will be up to my successor to make it happen if they want.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Let's go to Xinhua, Jiye in Xinhua.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead. We can see you too now, so that's even better. Off you go.
Thank you so much. Good evening from Beijing. Question from Xinhua. Mr. President, so today the Olympic esports games is on the agenda for today's meeting. I'm wondering, are there any new decisions being made regarding with these games? And how about the preparations going on in Saudi Arabia? And will it be on time next year? And when will the program be decided? Thank you.
You're too speedy for us. There were no decisions yet today. We had, as we announced from the very beginning, to establish a totally new organizational model for these Olympic esports games, which is different and separate from the organization model of the Olympic Games. If I should bring this in a nutshell, that is, in the Olympic Games, we have an organizing committee, and we have a IOC coordination commission. For the esports games, we have created a new model by having a joint committee of the IOC and our organizing partners at the Saudi Olympic Committee. And this joint committee is chaired by Mr. Siam-Yang Eng and co-chaired by the president of the Saudi National Olympic Committee, Prince Abdulaziz Al Saud. And this joint committee, it's 6 persons, 3 each. They had their first meeting just in November, and there they have agreed on a roadmap now how to approach the composition of the program, how to approach the stakeholders in e-sport, be it on the one side international federations and of sports federations, or be it national Olympic committees, or be it publishers or other stakeholders. And there was, a great unity in all these the efforts. And so we have today received an interim report and are looking forward to more progress than in the next couple of months.
Thank you very much. We're going to go to the States, to Salt Lake City now, to Lisa Roche from Deseret News. Good to see you again after seeing you on your home turf a few weeks ago. Are you there?
I am.
Lisa?
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
And same, Mark and President Bach. It's good to see you as well. I'm wondering if there was any discussion about the 2034 Winter Games during the EB meetings this week, and also what, if any, concern there might be about there not being an OCOG formed yet. I know the host contract requires that by Christmas Eve, December 24th, and we're still waiting to hear what that's going to look like here in Salt Lake. Does that, I know we're very, very far out, but does that cause any concern? And again, was there any discussion about 2034? Thank you so much.
To the first question, no. To the second question, no.
Perhaps you could elaborate, President.
There was neither a discussion nor are there concerns.
And why not concern? We're 19 days away from a deadline for an organizing committee.
But we are 9 years away from, no, how many? 10 years. 10 years away, from these games. If there I would start to be concerned about an organizing committee maybe formed a month later than the 7 months I would not come to address any other issues. There would be so many. No, no concern. And
Okay.
Thank you.
Glad to see the brains trust here couldn't work out 10 years together, but we got there in the end. Let's go to back.
we may need AI assistance
Yes.
also.
Let's go back to Graham Dunbar from Associated Press, AP. Graham, your question, please.
Hello, good afternoon, Mark. Thank you. You hear me okay? Yep.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. First of all, just to say, if we're into legacy talk already, can we say that your President Bach, your willingness to have as many press conferences as you do is very, very much appreciated and increasingly rare in sports governance. And I hope this continues with your successor and maybe other parts of the sports governance world in the future. So thank you.
I was already afraid you say also after my term for me, you know. There.
First, just looking, you've just come off a summer games where you were able to have consistent and consistently warm relations with the Elysee and President Macron, who, you know, the timing of the bid process for Paris, you got to meet and deal with very, very early on in his term. The next 3.5 years to Los Angeles could be more interesting and challenging. Do you think that the IOC needs to start working with the White House very soon? Would you want to? I mean, do you have time in your schedule the next 6 months to go to the White House again? Or do you think this is a process that is best started by your predecessor and just maybe needs to be picked up on beginning in July rather than before?
I think it's in the best hands of USO PC and the organizing committee. Whenever they would deem it appropriate, of course, the IOC will be at their side. But we are very confident there with regard to the steps and efforts being undertaken by the organizing committee and by USOPC, taking early contact with the incoming team. And we saw also that President-elect Trump repeatedly declared his support for the games, which we never had any doubt, because he has declared this support from the very beginning. So at this time we are there very confident and relaxed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's go to Takafumi Yoshida from Kyodo. I think you're in Geneva, Yoshida. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. I want to ask the President about the 2036 Summer Olympics bid timeline. Are you expect for moving to target dialogue during your term or more future? I would like to know a number of cities interested too.
No. No, you know, there in 6 months my successor will come in, and here is also a valid. For what I said with regard to AI and the Olympic AI agenda and the Olympic esports games, we have tried to lay the ground by attracting interested parties there through the reforms of Olympic Agenda 2020, and we are very happy to see the result. But now, then, my successor and the incoming new leadership team must have the opportunity to unfold their perspectives and to devise their profiles for the next host. And I don't think that it will not happen within the next 6 months. And if for once I'm answering to a speculative question, but please don't take it as a precedent, then I would also say we will at least not see a targeted dialogue during the entire next year. For after, I would not guarantee for anything.
Thank you very much, Yoshida. Let's go to Paris now. Who knows, we might even get a question on the amazing research we had at the beginning. So let's go to Rachel Preti from L'Equipe. Rachel, à vous.
Bonjour Marc. Bonjour Président.
Hello, Mark. Hello, President. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, I'm doing well. What about you? I'm doing really well. Thank you very much. I asked the question to Christophe on Tuesday. The government had not been toppled down. I would like to ask you the question again. Are you worried about the French Alps 2030 and the guarantee that is part of the financing law, which doesn't exist anymore? And is your favorite candidate for the OCOG the member of the IOC, Martin Fourcade? Regarding the political turmoil in France, we are obviously talking to the regions, to the IOC and the committees in this regard, and we're going to assess whether or not this is going to have an impact on the organizing of the games. But for the time being, we are not worried because of the fact that we have seen the support demonstrated by a very large majority in France to the 2030 Games. We've also seen the figures that have been published just a few days ago by the Bank of France that clearly gave proof to the positive tax and economic impact of the Paris 2024 Olympics. And that is why, as far as we're concerned, the current situation has not changed, even though we are monitoring it very closely. And what about for Martin? You know, that is now part of, that is now in the hands of the stakeholders. We know that there are some ongoing discussions, and we're patiently awaiting the result of the discussions. Thank you.
Rachel, okay, I think we're going to take our last question now, and it is an old friend moved to a new home. It's Rachel Axon from Sports Business Journal. Rachel, if you're there, please ask away.
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking the call, and I'll stick with the legacy theme if you'll allow for a little bit, President Bach. I was hoping to get your opinion on the revenue program you've seen through TOP, the growth that you've witnessed and been part of during your time there, and how you feel you're leaving that. 3 partners have left this year, 2 still yet to be announced. How has that grown, and what are you handing off to your successor in that program?
Well, we had just during this executive board meeting again a very positive outlook on our commercial programs. There where we could realize, that the growth in these 12 years was extremely significant. I just asked Mark to give me the right figures.
They're coming.
But I can tell you, the final result is that it looks like that for the Olympiad, which is now coming to an end at 24, that we have received revenues in the amount of $7.6 billion. And for the next Olympiad, to 25 to 28, we have already secured $7.3 billion. And with a number of the media rights still to be allocated, with the pipeline we have in the interest for the top program, with the interest we see in our AI activities. There, the chair of the Finance Commission has expressed that we can not only count with maintaining the present level, but that we will have a further growth of our commercial programs, and with this further growth, there also of our redistribution of the money with our solidarity efforts, which stands at this Olympiad again at $4.7 million per day, 365. And this very positive outlook also allowed us already to increase the solidarity budget by 10%. To $650 million US dollars. And here I'm getting the overall increase since 2013 until 2024. This is 45%.
Right. Rachel, sorry, yes, President.
If you allow me, that we are pretty proud of this, because if you look at the worldwide economic situation, if you look at the challenges other international organizations and humanitarian organizations who have, to release the people, who have to significantly reduce their budget, who have until now in December only secured very small percentages of their budget for next year. Then I think we have all reasons to be grateful to our commercial partners, and good reasons to be proud of this growth and this stability and the continued growth.
Thank you, President. Rachel, we covered extensively the figures, so there should be some more figures from the press conference on Tuesday, but we're also putting out a press release later with the figures, just in case you didn't catch them all. So we will make sure that gets to you. That brings us neatly to an end. Thank you very much to everyone. For those of you who managed to avoid asking us any questions about the report, the full report will be on audiences and opinions will be on the website. And actually, I assure you, I've been around a long time, but I found it pretty impressive. So please do take a look. But I'd like to thank Gregoire for joining us, and thank you for the presentation. Thank you to Christophe, and thank you to the President.
Thank you very much to all of you, and I wish you a very nice and relaxing holiday seasons. And for the ones among you who are celebrating Christmas, like I do, Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year, the first year of a new, very promising Olympiad. All the very best.
Thank you.